We haven't had an off day yet, but I'm pretty sure the guys will go home, see their family. Some guys will try and get on the golf course. These 3 days are kind of pretty easy, just trying to get the body moving, get guys, feeling right. And then next couple of weeks we're going to be amping it up here. So I'm pretty sure this off day will probably be the most productive for guys.
We heard a lot from people over the past months in the spring mentioning how much your ankle injury really did affect you last season, and all the way to the end. From your perspective, really, how much did that hamper you being the receiver you wanted to be?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like hurt my ankle the way I did. I mean, it's probably the worst one out of all of them, just because I didn't even miss a game. But for me, yeah, I mean, I just felt like I lost a step. Really couldn't do the things that I wanted to do that I was doing, early that camp, and then the first game, or in practice and stuff. So it definitely was something that I was struggling with, mentally, just having that pain on my ankle and trying to figure out ways to get my head out of it and kind of just play my game. But in all honesty, I did feel like I lost a step with that.
How do you feel now?
Yeah, I feel great now. Ankle's 100%. Body feels great. So everything's on the up and up now.
When physically you can't do everything you normally can do, how do you work your way around it, and how much does that really affect your game in its entirety?
I mean, yeah, it pulls you a little bit, just because the type of work and sacrifice you put into the off season to be this player you're trying to be, and then all of a sudden something like that ends up happening and everything feels great, but that little area, and it kind of, again, it really messes with your head, and you're trying to play to the level that you can play at, but at the end of the day, your body's kind of just not letting you.
Was it just kind of time and rest that you needed for it, and how hard is that when obviously there's
time and rest, and recovering and rehab and doing all the things I did in the off season to get it back to where it was, or what it is now, is something I needed. But in the season, you don't have time for that, so you try to find the best ways to make it each Sunday as healthy as possible, and work your way through each and every week.
Gabe, you had high expectations going into last season. What do you take away from how last season went, and how do you carry some of the expectations over into this year, or do you?
No, I have expectations for myself and the way I play the game and the way I do things. So, what everybody else says is just how they feel, I guess. But for me, I'm hard on myself. I work hard to do great things, and each and every day I'm out there, I try to, separate myself from others.
So knowing you couldn't meet the numbers because you were hampered with your ankle, how do you approach this year? Is it, yeah.
I feel like I approach it the same way I approach every other year, I feel like it's pretty simple. There is no difference to it. Just trying to stay healthy.
Is it hard to get yourself to not think about the fact that you're going into the contract year, or do you just have to kind of make sure that you're doing everything you normally do, like you just said?
Yeah, I mean, contract year, I feel like probably guys, it does happen where you're in your head and you're like, this is a big year, this and that. But, my mom tells me all the time, and I try to think of it as well, is just look how far I've come, look where I'm at, look what I'm doing. I'm living my dream. I put that Bills logo on my head every single day. Just be happy that you're being able to do that. I mean, the things I've done in the past 3 years are special. And don't let the money take your happiness away on why you love this game and why you started playing it in the first place. It was never for, to be making millions of dollars. It was because I loved it, and that's my mindset each and every day. I'm telling the guys, just be happy to be out here. That's my mindset. If I get the ball 10 times, if I get the ball 2 times. Again, just keep that same mindset. It's a great life that I live. I'm happy where I'm at. So just trying to go take each and every day like that.
Okay, Brandon and Sean have been pretty consistent in their support for you. We're obviously asking about the issues surrounding your ankle and everything last year. There was a lot of talk about maybe them going out and getting another target opposite Steph, maybe the need for that, and they have been consistent with, we believe in Gabe Davis, that he's the receiver that he was at the end, in that Kansas City game and that sort of a thing. What has that meant to you, and how does that impact your outlook moving forward?
It means a lot. The bosses are on my side at the end of the day, and they know football best for the Bills, and when you got the guys who run the team and run the organization saying that they're on my side with things, and they trust and believe in me. I mean, there's no better feeling to have when you go on the field and know that the guys that are out there with you don't want to replace you. They want to keep you there, and they know the potential and the success you can have.
You mentioned the fact that mentally, like, kind of struggling at moments last year. What do you think you've learned from that experience?
I learned that, I'm not indestructible. I learned that I can't, everyone's going to have a breaking point, and there's going to be times where, life isn't all that good because of the things you're going through. And obviously you try to ignore the noise. That's a big thing that McDermott says, but sometimes that noise can get to you. And I know last year it got to me, no matter how hard I tried to keep it away. So my biggest thing is separate myself from that completely. And just trying to focus again, like I said, on how good my life really is. And, it is a blessing and a dream of what I'm doing. And don't let anyone else take that away from me. I feel like I let some people take that away, and I had to kind of separate myself from that and learn that, to ignore the noise, as McDermott would say.
Who else did you lean on during that time?
Just, friends and family, teammates. And to be honest, it's not like I had like some crazy bad year, It's not like I was out here not doing anything. It's just the ankle hit me pretty hard, and it wasn't what everybody expected, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I feel like with what I've done, in the little times I've been out on the field, and what I've done with the opportunity has been over the top.
What dynamic do you think Hardy can bring to the offense?
Yeah, Hardy's explosive, man. He's quick, he's fast. You might see him walking around here a little slow, but he says he's just saving it for the field. So whenever he's out there, man, he's moving, he's explosive, and happy to have him for sure.
Josh said something about maybe in this offense giving you, we all know that your average depth of target is way down the field. Maybe giving you some ones that are a little easier to catch and run, maybe. Use that part of your skill. A rack is a big part of this offense. Have you seen that kind of starting to come up and how you guys want to operate this offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm one of the top receivers targeted downfield. So, I mean, when you take that stat, obviously that's the less balls completed in the NFL. So if I'm getting all those targets, I may have some more receptions than others, but that's, again, I'm not getting targeted from 0 to 9 yards. I'm getting targeted from 16 plus. So not a lot of guys are consistently staying in that zone and catch every single ball that comes to them, or getting the best ball to them either. Those are harder throws, harder catches. Everything is more difficult the deeper you go. So trying to put that in my game to be able to get some more short game routes and being able to be involved in those kind of things would definitely help me out.
It feels weird to say, based off your age, that you're one of the more veteran receivers, but there has been so much turnover. So how do you feel with all these new guys, whatever age they are? Are you taking on a more of a leadership role of bringing guys in, or what has that been like when just you have had so much experience in this offense?
Yeah, I mean, going on my fourth year, a lot of the new guys coming in, I feel that they do. I am one of the guys that they look up to and try to model their game after, the way they handle themselves, on the field and off. So definitely been taking that role. OTAs was a good opportunity for me to be able to take the role as soon as I meet these guys to kind of show them how we roll around here and do things.
What does that feel like, being more on that side of things versus, just 2 years ago you were so on the young side of it?
It just shows how fast this game is going too. I mean, how fast, life goes. How I just remember when I was under, John Brown, Steph, Bees, Andre Roberts, Emmanuel Sanders, all these guys, asking them about things, and doing this now. I'm on the other side of the fence, and it's just crazy how quick it turned around.
Gabe, what are you seeing out of James as he takes that next step?
James is a great back, great player. Ready to see what he does this year. I feel like he's definitely, as the season went on, he was definitely progressing and showing the potential that he has, and I feel like this year will be a big year for him.
Gabe, what have you seen from Dalton Kincaid lately?
Dalton's a playmaker. He's comfortable in the zones, and he's just having fun. It looks like he's having fun out there. He looks relaxed. He's a great player. You can see it on his tape from college, the type of player he is, and just really excited to be able to have Dalton and Dawson out there, guys who can do, the same thing and feed off each other.
The relationship that you have with Steph, I feel like you guys are always around each other. Just what, both personally and professionally, what have you been able to just learn from him, and just what is that bond like?
Steph is like a big brother. He's been on my side from day one. He's backed me. I mean, saw what he said in the media yesterday about me. So he's just a guy I know I can lean and depend on, and gives me confidence. And I'm pretty sure I do the same thing for him when I'm on the other side of the field. So having a guy like that I've been around now too for going on 4 years is definitely something special. I mean, the situation I'm in is pretty unique. To have the same offense, be around the same guys, doing the same thing is sweet.
Steph says he believes you can be, wide receiver one. When you hear that, what goes through your head?
I mean, he's the best of the best to do it. So if a guy like that saying that, a guy who knows football, I mean, I feel like everybody should be saying the same thing.